Strider gets the K.
He painted it with a fastball. Wow. Got him! Zach Gallen, weighing and a miss. Brings him up with a changeup. Zach Gallen, feeling.
Swings and misses. Spencer Strider is locked in.
How about a little frozen pizza?
That's nasty right there.
Swing and a miss. Zach Gallen with a season high dozen strikeouts. 99 from number 99.
Braves baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by Truist. Sun coming up over Truist Park. A matinee to finish off the series. The Arizona Diamondbacks have won the first two. Braves trying to get back in the winning column here in Game 3 of the series. Brandon Gaudin and Nick Green with you from the broadcast booth. Well, everybody knows the story. Braves have lost 4 straight, matching the longest losing streak of the season. First two games of this series were very different, 16-13, then 5-3. Here's what we know about Game 3. We should see some excellent pitching between Strider and Gallen.
Yeah, this is a great pitching matchup. Both guys all-stars this year. Spencer Strider didn't have his best start last time out against the White Sox. Gave up 5 earned in that start, but the last 5, he's been really good. I want to see a bounce back from him. He faced the Diamondbacks earlier in the year in June. Did a good job in 6 innings of work. They do make you throw a lot of pitches, and Zach Gallen, he's been really good all year long. Now the last 4 starts, the ERA is over 4, so hopefully that bodes well for the Braves offense. But they faced him back in June as well. Made him throw 110 pitches in 6 innings of work. But this guy knows how to pitch, has good stuff. Should be a fun matchup.
Both of these guys with 11 wins, which is tied for the most in Major League Baseball. A fun matinee from Truist Park to polish off the series. And we'll have it for you after this right here on Valley Sports. By Toyota. Let's go places. By the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. The Diamondbacks and the Braves from Truist Park. Number 99 is already out there in the center of the diamond, ready to rock and roll as the Braves try to snap a 4-game skid. Let's get you the lineup for Torey Lovullo's Arizona Diamondbacks, presented by your local Toyota dealer. Well, all 3 days he has shifted the lineup pretty significantly. Perdomo back in there after getting a day off yesterday. Christian Walker's had a great series in the cleanup spot. Got to watch out for him. Got that OPS up to 858. And there is Strider going for his 12th win of the season.
Yeah, I mentioned the last start against the White Sox. He still had the 10 strikeouts. He did allow the 5 earned runs and 6 innings of work there. Didn't walk anybody. I want to see a more consistent Spencer today. The first 2 innings in that outing was absolutely dominant. Had 5 strikeouts, then kind of lost it a little bit. So I want to see a little bit more consistency from Spencer today.
And how about the Ford Keys this afternoon, Nicholas?
So score first. The first 2 games, the Diamondbacks have scored first, and both of those, I want to see a change in that philosophy today because the Braves are really good when they score first. And stay calm. The roof is not caving in, although people think it might be right now. They've lost 4 straight, but it's not the end of the world. Just get back on track today.
Well, the 4-game skid does match the longest of the season. Braves lost 4 back in late April and 4 more in mid-May before getting on the run that ultimately led them to have the best record in baseball. Still 61-33, still 9.5 games up in the NL East. Strider throws that first pitch into the dirt well in front of home plate. We'll try to groom the mound here for pitch number 2. And just lost his balance a little bit.
I thought he might have kicked that heel on the, remember there's this slide right there.
So false start. And the 1-0 misses outside to Geraldo Perdomo.
Can we take that 91-mile-an-hour ball in the dirt and take that, throw it away, because
it's like a mulligan, right?
It's like a mulligan.
Or a breakfast ball. Hey, the British Open is going. That's Spencer got a mulligan today. It does count as a ball, though, and now it's 2-1 as 97-mile-per-hour fastball in there to Perdomo. Mentioned Perdomo had yesterday off. He was 2 for 5 in game 1 of the series and drove in a couple of runs in that 16-13 game.
Something to take a look at today with Spencer too is fastball velocity. Last time out it was up from 97.2 to averaging 98.4. So it's going back to what we saw last year where that velo was really high. Would love to see him maintain that type of velocity today.
Got a 2-2 pitch coming here. And misses down and away. It is hot, as you would imagine. 91 degrees. Temperature is going to go up a couple more degrees as the ball game wears on here. Payoff pitch. Grounded at first. Matt Olson. 1 away. So a good start for Spencer Strider, who leads Major League Baseball with 176 strikeouts, 23 more than anybody else across the league.
That strikeout per 9 is insane.
Crazy.
Over 14, and that's a big number for a reliever, but for a starter, unbelievable.
And Ketel Marte swings through a slider. 0-1. Marte 3 for 11 with 3 driven in so far here in Atlanta. Braves won the series out in Arizona earlier this year to start off the month of June. Arizona getting retribution here, winning the first 2 games in Atlanta. Now the Braves trying to salvage the series before heading up to Milwaukee. Foul ball, 1-2. There it is. First strikeout of the day for Strider, number 177 on the season.
That was filthy too. He thrown a couple sliders in this at bat. They were back foot type sliders. This one just dots that inside corner down. Beautifully executed.
Brian O'Nora, the crew chief, is back behind home plate today, calling the balls and strikes. And Corbin Carroll. So Strider mixing in quite a few sliders here early. 0-1. Just missed downstairs. We've seen Corbin Carroll's speed disrupt this series as he that's the tradition, by the way. If you drop a ball like that, you got to flip your hat to the side. So Strider's just in keeping. But Carroll has disrupted a lot of series this year with his speed. Has a triple, has a couple of stolen bases here so far in Atlanta. And he's driven in a couple of runs as well. This is one of those guys, Nick, though, that I think is going to be good for a long time in this league.
I love the approach. He uses a big part of the field, not afraid to lay down a bunt, use the speed. And you feel like when you have a guy like this that has the type of power he does, they want to hit home runs a lot, but he's not going to slump because he can lay down that bunt. He can't beat out the infield hit. It's been a massive disruption all year long for opposing fielding teams.
Just a touch inside. Another full count. 3-2 here to Corbin Carroll. Christian Walker would be next. Spencer Strider looking for another strikeout. Fouled off. Carroll stays alive. It's not just the speed, as we talked about yesterday. It's the power as well. 18 homers and 50 driven in for Carroll. Spencer Strider doing Spencer Strider things. He strikes out Marte looking. He strikes out Carroll swinging. 1, 2, 3, top of the first. The lineup is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And Ronald Acuna Jr. at the top with the top OPS in the National League at 1002. On the mound, Strider has 11 wins this year. Tied for the most in Major League Baseball. Zach Gallen, 11 wins as well.
Yeah, it hasn't been real good on the road. You see that ERA over 5. The last 4 starts, he's changed the pitch mix a little bit as well. It's a 4-pitch guy, 4-seamer, 92 to 95. He's got a curveball. He's got a good whiff rate on it at 24% of the cutter and change as well. But he's throwing more fastballs over the last 4 starts. The curveball he hasn't used quite as much, and that cutter's been really good.
His first 2 pitches here are both fastballs, to your point, 1 and 1. Well, yesterday we talked about the home road splits for the starter for Arizona, Ryan Nelson, and how he was so much better on the road versus at home. But as you said, Nick, for Zach Gallen, it's been the exact opposite. Ronald Acuna high in the air, right center field, but it's playable for McCarthy. But Gallen at home this year has been almost untouchable. 9-0 with a 1.48 ERA, but as you said, on the road over a 5 earned run average with a 2-4 record.
Yeah, that's tough to decipher sometimes too. You would think that guys would be more comfortable on their home mound, but sometimes that's just not the case.
Ozzie Albies hits this in the air to left center field. So a couple of high, lazy flies. One to McCarthy, now one to Thomas.
Gallen's been hurt by that home run ball on the road too. 7 of the 10 home runs he's given up have been on the road.
Well, Ozzie Albies, who just flew out, I remember Gallen had a 66-inning homerless streak that Ozzie snapped in that June 4th game out in Arizona. But as you said, since that time, teams have gotten to him on the long ball. Things have changed a little bit since early June. Austin Riley, 3 homers in the series. A couple of hops to Rivera at third here. And Strider and Gallen, 2 great pitchers, get them 3 up and 3 down in the first. Time to go below the surface with Georgia Aquarium. Well, this season among starters, look at the whip percentage. Spencer Strider with that slider over 56%.
Yeah, opponents hit 144 against the slider. That's lowest in Major League Baseball, and we know how many strikeouts he has. Well, shocker, highest percentage of strikeouts in baseball at 39%.
Got 2 strikeouts to end the first inning, and now he faces the cleanup man, Christian Walker, who has been a thorn in the Braves' side so far here in Atlanta. 5 hits, a couple of homers, 4 runs driven in.
And coming into this series, we thought Walker was going to be one of those guys that wasn't going to do a whole lot of damage because he had been struggling. A lot of ground balls to the left side, and all we've seen in this series are bullets staying inside the baseball, using a big part of the field. A couple home runs in the series. It's been a thorn in our side.
Yeah, and he's coming off a great year. Last year he hit a career high 36 homers, drove in a career high 94 runs. Also had his first Gold Glove season. So they know he's very capable. But Strider got him there. 99 from number 99. 3 straight strikeouts.
When Spencer's right, that fastball up is unhittable. Tons of life to it, but he's got to get it to the top of the zone. We've seen it already today with 2 of the 3 strikeouts fastball up, and I'll take 99 on the gun all day long as well.
And 1 away in the second. Strider is locked in early here. Now the rookie, Dominic Canzone, who on Tuesday got his first major league hit and run driven in right here at Truist Park. And these two guys, both from Ohio, they have the connection in that way. Strider from Ohio, Dominic Canzone from Cleveland, played at Ohio State and was an 8th round pick by the Diamondbacks in 2019. Oh, 2 pitch. Did not go. 1-2. Three fastballs in this at bat so far. And that time he takes something off with a beautiful slider. 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Spencer Strider.
Filthy. Slider looks good. Fastball up is nasty. Is that one on the outside corner? Usually he throws that slider down and in. Little backdoor action.
Remember the last game against the White Sox, which did not end great for Spencer, giving up the 8 hits and 5 runs. But he did start out like this. He struck out 5 of the first 6 men he faced in that outing against the White Sox. So hopefully today he can keep it consistent throughout the contest. Rivera, there's the first hit of the game. It will only be a single as Ronald gets to it in right.
Yeah, 2 of the 3 hits against Strider back in Arizona.
Well, something about Rivera giving Strider issues, but just a single with 2 away here in the second. And the right fielder Jake McCarthy now. He was way late on that fastball. McCarthy has had an up and down year. Tough start to the season. Got sent to Reno at the end of April. Excelled, so they called him back up at the end of May. And since then, he's raised his batting average from 138 to 254. He's been much better. Pop, foul ground. Austin, though, will not have a play. Strider trying to strike out the side here. 0-2 pitch. Got him. Little frozen pizza. Jake McCarthy down looking. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings for Spencer Strider. Ooh, that strikeout looked like $100.
Spoke about his relationship with Sal Fasano. He's one of the reasons he came here in the first place. He goes, he was my manager in AA back in 2011, won a championship, and over the last 4 years, our friendship has grown immensely. I call him Dad because he basically is my dad. We finish each other's sentences. We have a lot of fun together, joke around together, and mentioned how Murph has fit right into that. And one of the things that is so unique is that tandem and the fact that their communication means they feel like they never miss a beat, even on days off. And he goes, I didn't want to let go of that. And he certainly isn't going to.
Yeah, and as we said yesterday, and Kelly, you told the story so well, it's just so good to have obviously that tandem, but now to know that Travis is locked in on the extension. Good for everybody. Good for the Atlanta Braves, certainly. Matt Olson is hitless in the series. However, he has walked 4 times. Well, in the first inning, Gallen threw 6 pitches. All of them were 4-seam fastballs. He started Olson, however, with a cutter and now a changeup.
And when you look at aggressive teams that Braves are, you're going to have to mix it up every now and then. I don't ever think it's a bad idea to start fastball heavy, then show something else later. That's what Ryan Nelson did yesterday, too. Just mixed those secondary pitches in beautifully. Didn't throw any one pitch a ton other than the fastball, but it was effective.
Well, with how the Braves have hit the fastball this year better than anybody in baseball, everybody has access to those numbers, so they know they're going to have to try to do something differently. 1-2, and Matt swings and misses at a ball that was buried down in the dirt. That was the knuckle curve from Gallen to get his first strikeout.
That's his best swing and miss pitch. He was able to get it at the bottom of the zone. You're going to get those swings and misses if he's ahead. And got one there.
And here is Travis d'Arnaud coming off that new deal, 1 year, $8 million for 2024, and includes that $8 million club option for the 2025 season as well. First pitch fouled away.
Tell you what, I can't say enough good things about Travis. Obviously, he's a good human being, but the way he's fit into this clubhouse, he won a Silver Slugger a couple years ago. He could go out there and say, hey, I deserve to start every day. He's not getting that opportunity, and it does not affect him.
Yeah, all-star in 2022 and did that at age 33. Now 34 years of age, the Braves catcher. He takes the knuckle curve in the dirt there, 1-2. Now last year when he was an all-star, William Contreras with the Braves and was also an all-star, and the Braves will see William Contreras up in Milwaukee starting tomorrow.
He's done a nice job over there.
And we saw him last night driving in a run against the Phillies.
Just happy to see him getting that opportunity to play. He was really good in that DH role. That's where he got to the All-Star game with, and he's been a much better catcher this year than he has in the past, and he's just getting an opportunity to play, and he's producing.
And obviously things worked out extremely well for Atlanta, getting Sean Murphy. Battling here is d'Arnaud. It stays 1-2. Hot one for those catchers today, that's for sure. Carson Kelly, Travis d'Arnaud. Gallen's 1-2 again is downstairs. 7 pitches already in the at bat.
And that's what you want to see too. If you get down 2 strikes, just try to battle with this guy. Lay off some pitches, work that pitch count up. That 6th pitch first basically gives him an extra inning of work. They try to run it up there and see if we can even things out.
Foul ball into the Diamondbacks dugout. Zach Gallen, who was so phenomenal last year, 5th in the Cy Young voting with a 2.54 ERA. I remember last year he had a scoreless inning streak of over 44 innings pitched, franchise record. Swing and a miss. Finally takes care of Travis, even though he battled. The changeup puts him down for the 2nd out.
Good changeup too. One of those pitches he doesn't throw often to righties. If you foul that many pitches off, you got to mix something up, and that changeup's been a really good pitch for him all year long. Doesn't throw it a ton to righties, but effective when he does.
Now Marcell Ozuna, his only hit in the series was a solo homer to the opposite field yesterday. 6 of his 18 homers have gone to right field. Gallen misses upstairs with a four-seam fastball. And 2-2.
Saw the Braves late on fastballs yesterday too. Nelson was 95-ish, somewhere in that range, and saw a lot of foul balls to the opposite field.
Two down and a 2-2 pitch coming here from Zach Gallen. You make anything of being late on the fastballs here the last couple of days?
I think probably just guessing a little bit. You look at percentages and kind of try to figure it out what they're going to throw. And like Gallen, for instance, 48% fastballs, but he's ticked it up over the last 4. So what did he throw us last time? Are you going to use that scouting report, or are you going to use what he's done the last 4?
That time he takes something off. Ozuna did get a piece. Still 2-2.
But if you're looking something else, and these guys have good secondary pitches, Nelson yesterday with that cutter slider combo was really good. Gallen's got a good cutter, good curveball, good changeup. If you're looking any of those pitches, it's going to be tough to catch up to 94, 95.
93 there, misses inside to run the count full. Twenty pitches now in the second inning after just 6 thrown in a 1-2-3 first for Gallen. Ozuna hits it sharply, but right at Rivera. Well, we said it was going to be a pitcher's duel, and it has been so far. And there's the radio voice of the Hawks in the middle there, Steve Holman, big Braves fan, bringing his grandson Connor out, friend JJ with him in the Braves hat. And good to have them out at the ballpark here. They stopped up before the game. Good to chat with them for a little bit in the booth here. Carson Kelly leading off. 8-9-1 scheduled for Arizona. Strider has struck out 5 of the first 7 he has faced. You know, our friend Doug was going around before the game. He handles the food up here in the press box, handing out fortune cookies. And I opened mine and it says, "Enjoy yourself while you can." And that, well, that's a little heavy for noon on a Thursday. But whatever it means, hopefully it'll be an enjoyable time watching Strider in the center of the diamond. You're opening up your fortune cookie right now. What'd you get?
I actually forgot to open it. It says every important call is a close one.
Okay, well, that's for the home plate umpire Brian O'Nora. You should run that down to him.
Am I overthinking that one?
Well, mine says enjoy yourself while you can. Like, this could be it for me. So I'm just gonna.
You might want to open another one.
I just really want to cherish this time with you and the crew. I don't think you can open another one. I think once you open it, that's yours. Tap back over the glove of Strider, but Ozzy's there. Catcher speed for Carson Kelly. 1 away.
I actually opened it and I read the back first. The ground ball off the end of the bat, fastball away. It says, "How about another fortune?" I'm like, is that my fortune? How about another one?
Now they're just trying to redirect you to some website you don't want to go to.
Exactly.
Bottom of the order, center fielder Alec Thomas is 2 for 9 in the series, and he swings right through a slider.
Spencer's done a good job of mixing things up on the first pitch. This Diamondbacks team is highly aggressive. You've seen a lot more sliders. They swung at 6 first pitches, and they swung and missed on all 6.
Pretty good ratio for Spencer.
4 of those have been sliders.
This is outside there.
Well, when you face a guy like Spencer, you know that fastball is so good, you have to cheat a little bit to it. And he knows that with this team, and he's been changing it up, and having success.
Alec Thomas takes a timeout. Thomas is from Chicago. His dad, Alan, was the White Sox strength coach for a long time, from '95 until a couple of years ago in 2021. So he's been around the game since he was born. Swing and a miss. Another victim of Spencer Strider. 6 now.
That fastball up's been really good so far, but the fastball on the corners is so hard to get to. Just paint it away. Beautiful pitch. I know we talk about him going to the top a lot, but if he can go side to side as well, makes him that much more difficult to square up.
He's hit double-digit strikeouts in 7 of his 19 starts this year, and he's on pace to make it 8 of 20.
He only had 7 in that start back in June against Arizona. He's got 6 already.
You know you're good when we're saying only 7 strikeouts. That's when you know you're
Wait,
you're doing
it was more
something
than one
right.
per inning.
1-1 to Perdomo.
It's like 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. So. I mean, the Caper 9's over 9, and we're saying that's not. Are we saying that's not that great for him?
Which is hard to believe. He struck out at least 6 in every outing this year. And he's a strike away from getting another one. Two outs, nobody on, 1-2 pitch. High. A little low. So upstairs, then downstairs, and it's 3-2.
If he goes back to that slider on this pitch. Been able to command it, throwing it for strikes.
He goes with a fastball, and it's a routine ground ball to Ozzie Albies, and a 1-2-3 top of the 3rd. Good to see Wesley Ellis out there getting an opportunity to showcase his right arm. That's a solid strike. Little Ephus pitch.
What did we get on velo?
Looked like 98 to me. In that range. Give or take 40 miles an hour.
Did you see that pitch?
Good pitch, though, Wesley.
Yeah, it was.
Bottom 3 in the order for Atlanta. Only 1 hit in the game so far, and that was by Arizona's Emmanuel Rivera. Eddie Rosario returning in this series after tweaking his hamstring Saturday against Chicago. But he had the biggest hit in the series out in Arizona, that grand slam on June 4th to win the series. And that grand slam ultimately prevented this guy, Zach Gallen, from getting the win that day out in Arizona at Chase Field. And he got Eddie to chase it. Well, he threw him 3 straight knuckle curves there to end that at bat. Take a peek at our Coors Light Beating the Pressure feature. And Orlando Arce, if you take a look at 41 home games this year, he's hitting over 300 with 20 driven in.
I was wondering if he would slow down at some point. He just hasn't. He's reached base safely in 10 of 13 games this month.
And he hit a homer in game 1 of this series on Tuesday.
You always worry about those guys that are utility guys for quite some time. Obviously, he started early in his career, but how do they react to playing every day? How do they react to going 0 for 4? It's been a pleasant surprise for me with Orlando and how well he's handled this role.
When you think back to spring training when so many people were talking as this ball is hit hard to left center, but over there to cut it off is Carroll. You think back to spring training with the Vaughn Grissom, Braden Shoemake discussion, and those guys are good players. We see Vaughn and Braden both doing well at AAA, but what Orlando Arcia has done has just been sensational this year.
It really has, and it just hasn't slowed down either. Even came back after that injury, didn't have a rehab assignment, didn't stop him.
And became the starting shortstop for the National League in the All-Star game.
Tell you what, these guys are going to have to start covering that ball off the plate.
There's another one there, and Harris swings and fouls it off. Gallen looking to go 9 up and 9 down the first time through Atlanta's lineup. Ground ball, backhanded, and Marte makes the play, and Gallen has done it. Atlanta nothing to show through 3 innings. This is our Xfinity Live look cam. I mean, I guess people do work.
I was about to say
it's Thursday at 1 o'clock
in the afternoon on Thursday.
Yeah. Like there should at least be a kid out there or something with some floaties on. Marte, Carroll, and Walker 2, 3, 4 here. First pitch of the 4th. Hit it squarely, and it goes off Ronald's glove. And Marte is going to get 3 out of this. And just like that, Arizona with a runner 90 feet away from home plate with nobody out.
Good effort by Ronald. That ball was smoked. See him reach out, it hits off the heel-ish of the glove, thumb. It's one of those pitches. Spencer, on the first pitch of an at-bat, he's been throwing that slider down and into those lefties. That one was a hanger.
So Arizona with a golden opportunity here. The Braves will bring the infield in, figuring runs will be at a premium with Strider and Gallen going head-to-head here. Now, Marte led baseball in 2018 in triples with 12 of them, so he's not a stranger to getting 3 bags, and that was his 5th triple here this season. Carroll's got everything sorted out. He digs back in. He struck out swinging in the first. Fastball taking d'Arnaud out of the crouch. Fouled back, 1-2. Corbin Carroll had an injury scare on July 6th. They were worried. He had a previous shoulder injury that really caused him issues back in 2021 and reached for that same shoulder after a swing, but they were able to get him back the next day. MRI was clean. That one just misses. Yeah, great pitch by Strider.
I actually thought he might have to do the same kind of thing that Fernando Tatis Jr. did.
With the shoulder?
They have that one-handed finish, and that right shoulder is the one with him, and I thought that might be something he might change, but he hasn't.
Yeah, they felt like they really dodged a bullet. Swinging through the 2-2 fastball. 7 Ks for Strider. 2 times getting Carroll so far.
That fastball up, Carroll cannot get to. Swings right underneath it. But you have to get it to the top of the zone. He got it right above that. He got the swing and miss, a big one.
So there's 1 out. Infield stays in. Christian Walker, who also struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning, digs in here in the 4th. Slider away. Spencer's 1-0, 1-1. Talk about all these strikeouts for Strider. Now 183 of them leading baseball. No Braves pitcher has ever led Major League Baseball in strikeouts since way back in 1996 when John Smoltz had 276 of them. And that number by Smoltz is the modern era Braves record.
I hope Spencer gets a shot to break that and possibly get to 300. And
well, knock on wood, if he's able to stay healthy, and you never know, but he certainly has a chance at it. He's on pace for right around 300. Two to Walker. High and tight. Full count.
been pounding him in with that fastball. Went slider the first 2 pitches. He'd thrown 3 straight fastballs, and I feel like he has that outside corner opened up.
Got him. 8 strikeouts. And 2 big strikeouts here with Marte standing down at third base.
Huge too. Those fastballs in have opened up that outside part. Good hard slider, gets a swing and miss. That's the luxury that Spencer has. He has to finish this inning off, but he has the ability to get those strikeouts and give himself a chance to get out of these type of innings.
Now the rookie Canzone. The 3-4-5 hitters for Arizona are currently 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, all of them swinging. Two and 0 here. Going to that rosin on a hot day. Maybe got him to chase ball 3 a little up. Marte led this inning off with a triple. Then Strider settled in. He got Carroll and Walker to strike out swinging. Trying to polish off Canzone here. Two and 2. Trying to strike out the side again and leave the runner stranded. Got him. Wow. Folks, he is just flat out electric. 9 strikeouts. 3 in a row to Carroll, Walker, and Canzone. Those hitters are combined 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts. The game on Ronald Acuna as he comes to the plate. All of these numbers are top 3 in the National League.
They are not surprising. He's also slugging .467 with 2 strikes. That's best in Major League Baseball. That is a lot of the reason that he's been so good this year.
First pitch here. Boy, he hit it hard, but McCarthy just had to back up a couple of steps. Wiley Ballard did a great feature on Ronald Acuna with 2 strikes in Wiley's wheelhouse earlier in the series.
That was great.
Wiley today is up here pinch hitting for Hal Galima, doing stats in the booth with us.
Got to get him some note cards though. He's giving me torn pieces of paper.
But can you still read it? That's the key.
He went to Georgia Tech too. Said all he does is type.
Albies flew out back in the first to center. Zach Gallen is pitching a gem.
That curveball's been outstanding. It's been so good with it. Down in the zone, the fastball location's been good. It's been impressive.
And he's been perfect so far through 3 1/3. Ozzie did not go. It's Gallen's 4th career start against the Braves. Oh, and that got a piece of Brian O'Nora. Boy, right under the chin. And Jeff Stevenson, Braves medical staff, is out to check on him here. Says he's okay.
It's a tough one.
Boy, it's tough enough to be wearing all that gear when it's 93 out here, and then you have to contend with that.
Oh, right up underneath it too.
And Carson Kelly felt bad that he couldn't knock it down. Brian O'Nora.
Did you see the walk-off win yesterday? I can't remember what game it was. Cross up, umpire gets hit in the face. And they walked him off.
I did not see that. 2-2 fouled away. Glad Brian O'Nora's okay, able to stay in. Tough as a $2 steak, as they used to say back in Evansville, Indiana. Just a touch low. 3-2 now to Ozzie.
Great take. Hadn't thrown the changeup much. Down in the zone and lays off.
Going to make him throw another pitch here. 45 pitches so far for Zach Gallen.
So Brand, I got the date wrong on that. It was a White Sox game, but it was back in June. I just happened to see it.
3-2 pitch, high and outside on the fastball, but Ozzie swings and misses, and there are 2 away. Well, Nick, if that's the case, then we're going to have to let you go.
Yeah,
But
I just happened to see it
appreciate all
yesterday.
your hard work this year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I should have gotten the same fortune you got, I guess.
But it was earlier in the year, you said?
Yeah, June 3rd, I think.
June 3rd, yeah. Okay. Austin Riley grounded out his first time up. Well, the first game of this series, obviously the Braves offense was clicking, put up 13 runs. Unfortunately, Arizona 16 runs. Yesterday, the Braves, though, just 4 hits. And so far today, Zach Gallen has not allowed a base runner.
And they've been putting the ball at play for the most part. They just haven't been barreling balls up. And there are stretches during the course of a season that you just tip your cap to pitchers. And yesterday, Nelson was really good. Today, Gallen's been great.
Pitcher they acquired in the summer of 2019 from Miami. It was a straight up swap for Jazz Chisholm. And his 1-2 is fouled off by Austin Riley.
I was wondering about that trade too when it happened, because you give up a guy like this, you better get something really good in return. And Jazz hadn't really proven anything at the time, but they have proven to us that they have plenty of pitching down in Miami.
Yeah, you could look at that two ways. The rotation would be even scarier without him, but then they wouldn't have Jazz. And they moved Jazz out to center field this year. They've
been good out there too.
Yeah, they pegged him. Obviously, he's got the speed, the athleticism. They pegged him as the center fielder of the future. Ooh, 3-2, little chin music. Carson Kelly wants to talk to Zach before the payoff pitch here. Skipper Torey Lovullo has been with him since 2017. He was the National League Manager of the Year that year, the only time he's guided them to the playoffs. It feels like they have a team to get back there this year. Reaches for it, sends it out to right. And Gallen perfect through 4. 0-0. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 5 on the slider, Nick. 4 on the four-seamer.
Yeah, I like to spread it out too. And that fastball up's been really effective. The slider's been absolutely outstanding. Where he got hurt in that White Sox game was the fastball wasn't getting to the top of the zone. Today it's been excellent at the top. 9 punches through 4. Pretty impressive.
Emmanuel Rivera will start things off. And Kelly, you talked to Travis d'Arnaud about Strider's fastball.
Yeah, and this afternoon, and he really said, you know, I just want him to remember who he is. His fastball command is so good, he doesn't need to be so repetitive with only one quadrant. He's able to pitch inside, outside, up, down, and especially with that heater, guys, calling it a unicorn of a heater. So he goes, just remember that I want him to be a pitcher first, not thinking so much about throwing it, because he was blessed with, I love it, the unicorn of a heater.
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of things about Strider that you can classify as a unicorn. 1-2 here to Rivera.
Yeah, a lot of times he just has to go back to, hey, I've got that good fastball. You're not going to hit it. Don't try to overdo it. Trust it's going to be there. And then I tend to hit my spots better. Now, again, if he misses middle, thigh high, that's when he gets hurt with the fastball. So he does have to pitch to different quadrants. But when that fastball is as live as it has been today, it's going to get by a lot of guys.
Every time you say quadrant, I just see his quads get bigger. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Double digits. 10 now for Spencer Strider as he fans Rivera.
Just got so much ride to it. Just explodes at the top. It feels it like as a hitter, it's going to start at your belly button. It ends up at the letters. Just have no chance. It's tough to lay off.
4 straight strikeouts since giving up the triple to Marte to start the 4th inning. And Jake McCarthy is down 0-1. I think it's safe to say that Strider's going to keep his major league lead in the strikeout category after this one.
Was that ever in doubt?
No, not really. I mean, he came in, as I noted earlier, with 23 more than anybody else in baseball, and he's on pace to expand that.
Was that Gausman?
Yes. He did go, says Nestor Seja. 1-2. Got him. Diamondbacks are dropping like flies right now.
Just absolutely filthy. You gear up for that fastball and he just drops the slider in a good location, pulls the string a little bit. The swing and miss on the slider today has been really, really good.
70th pitch of the afternoon for Spencer. And I know you're going to be surprised by this, but it's a swing and a miss. Fouled off out of play, 0-2. There have been 14 outs by Strider, 11 strikeouts, and then a couple of ground outs mixed in, 3 of them. 0-2 here. Wow. Not sure what else to say. He struck out the side again. All 3 swinging. Rivera, McCarthy, Kelly, have a seat. Bottom of the 5th. Let's have a look at our Georgia Natural Gas Greener Life Impact play. It's the Braves in day games this year, 22-11.
A plus 41 run differential in those day games as well. Brandon, I don't know if you knew, but I like hot.
Yeah, I've heard that before. You said that on the desk in the pregame show. That's on the quote board for the rest of not only this season, but I think eternity. Well, wait, it started with the All-Star promos.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. The bloopers. Olsen grounding this. It stays fair. Looked like it might go foul. Close play. But Gallen is able to beat Matt Olson to the bag. Brian Snitker just making sure they don't want to review it. And they do not want to look at it.
A little bit closer than I expected.
I don't know that Zach knew how close Matt Olson was, but he got him by a half a step. What a matchup, Spencer Strider and Zach Gallen. My goodness. Both guys with 11 wins, tied for the most across Major League Baseball. There's 3 other pitchers who have 11, but these 2 guys have just been sensational.
And both guys were coming off starts that weren't up to their standards. When you have guys like this, though, whatever team you're on, you want those guys on the mound. I don't care if they've been struggling or not. Every time they go out, you feel like you have a chance to win.
Travis is down 1-2 here. He struck out swinging back in the 2nd. Zach Gallen started once against the Braves 2 years ago, once last year, and then on June 4th this year. 4th career start. He's never lost to the Braves. 2-0 with a 1.93 ERA. And he's perfect so far today.
Got hurt with some fastball mistakes in that start in Arizona. Today, that fastball command's been really good, especially to the arm side.
Is 2-2. Travis puts in the air down the right field line. McCarthy over toward the chalk, and he's got it. Take a look at our Zaxby's indescribably good play, which spotlights Marcell Ozuna. His hits by direction since May 1st. Been all over the place.
I love it too. He's laid off that fastball land, which has definitely helped, but his strength is going left center to right center. Yes, he has pull side power, we know that, but he's done a really good job of adjusting his approach and adjusting those sights.
I mentioned those 6 opposite field homers, most on the team, 4th most in Major League Baseball. Takes it inside here, 2-0.
Yeah, that home run last night to right center field was number 18. Pretty good pitch.
Thought that, yeah, Zach Gallen's wondering about it. It is a ball, though. It's 3-0. Line to left center. Caught on the run, though, by Thomas. And the Braves still have nothing against Zach Gallen. Boy, Ozuna hit it on the screws. Brought to you by the Xfinity 10G Network. The future starts now. By Kaiser Permanente, care for all that is you. And by Georgia Natural Gas, live the greener life. We've got an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Arizona, no runs, 2 hits. Braves, no runs, no hits. Not even a base runner. Nothing. Strider and Gallen going toe-to-toe here in the summer heat. Alek Thomas will lead things off. Strike on the outside corner. Twelve strikeouts for Strider. He now has 6 career games with 12 or more. And this is just his 40th career start. And he's a strike away from striking out his 7th straight batter. Staying alive, fouling it off, Alek Thomas. I keep looking at Strider's pitch count because I don't want it to get too high. I don't want this to end. It's 76 right now.
He's been pretty efficient too. Each inning that he's struck out 3. Those are 12 pitch innings.
And he's done that 3 times already. 2-2 here. Touch off the outside edge.
I checked that. The 2 out of 3. Forgot about the 4th. Hit 17 of that. Not bad though.
Payoff. Not a strikeout. A ground out instead. 1 away in the 6th. So everything's either been a strikeout or a ground out to the right side of the infield. There have been 3 ground balls to Ozzie and 1 to Matt Olson. And then the single by Rivera and the triple by Marte, which are our only hits in the game. Perdomo, this is a fly ball, a rare fly ball. Acuna is there. Let's get a quick message here from Zaxby's.
Zaxby's Southwest Salad is more than just a salad. It's a flavor fiesta.
So Arizona's first fly out of the game, and now Ketel Marte. He had the triple back in the 4th that started the 4th inning. But then Strider would settle in and strike out the next 3 to keep us scoreless.
And that slider was really the only mistake he's made all day.
0-2.
The quality of pitches has been crazy good for him. Barely used the changeup at all. Hasn't needed it. Been fastball heavy. Pitched off of it. It's been a joy to watch.
Oh, 2 offering. He went. 13 strikeouts for Spencer Strider through 6. '93, the press box fire at old Fulton County Stadium. We had Ron Gant on with us last night talking about that press box fire, and after that the Braves would go on a tear, end up winning 104 games that season. Today it kind of feels like the press box is on fire with the temperature out here. But thankfully it's not. Zach Gallen into the 6th inning here, facing the bottom 3 in the Braves order: Rosario, Arcia, and Harris. And the Braves have yet to have a base runner today. And down goes Eddie. That is now 5 strikeouts for Zach Gallen.
Eddie just looked like he was kind of lost in that at bat, just chasing, trying to make contact, and saw him punch out in that 3rd inning. Punches out again here. The fastball up this time. Got to get something going here.
17 strikeouts between the 2 pitchers. Arcia bounces it foul. Zach Gallen showcasing just how good he can be. Coming off a phenomenal 2022, and even though he hit a little bit of a rough patch recently, he's been great today. Down the left field line. See you later. And the perfect game is no more. And the Braves lead.
What a way to end the perfect game. Orlando had a home run in game 1 of this series, lined out in his first at bat. Puts the Braves on the board in his 2nd. We talked about how surprising this season has been for him. It just continues to get better. Slider, hanger on the inside part. Orlando clears that front hip and hammers it down the left field line.
Yeah, that thing was hammered. There's no question about that. This ball hit pretty hard. Oh, off the bag. And Harris is going to get 2 out of this. So Zach Gallen retired the first 16 Braves hitters that he faced. Now Arcia with a homer, and then Harris standing at second base.
About time we got a break. Off of Gallen's glove and right off the bag. Michael's speed and the hustle out of the box too. You see him running hard out of the box. As soon as he sees an opportunity, he's going to take it.
And all of a sudden, there's a meeting on the mound. Well, Zach Gallen's got to be thinking, what do I have to do? You retire the first 16 hitters in the best lineup in baseball, and you stand out there in the 6th, and your team's down 1-0, and there's a runner in scoring position. But the Braves have hit the ball hard. Even though he was throwing a perfect game, the Braves have 10 balls that they have hit over 95 miles an hour, and those would all be classified as hard hit balls.
Every ball's been hit right to somebody.
Now Ronald's hit it hard a couple of times, but both times out to McCarthy and right. Oh, 0-2, fastball at the top of the zone. Ronald lays off. Orlando Arcia breaking the goose egg here in the 6th inning to give the Braves a 1-0 lead as they Try to salvage one game in this series. Michael breaks for third, and they caught him. And he is out. Just a little early there for Harris, and there are 2 away.
Try to cheat a little bit. As soon as that leg goes up, he's off. You don't see the inside move work that often, but it works there.
And the base is empty. And a 1-2 pitch coming to Ronald Acuna Jr. You're right, you don't see that happen very often. That's a rare pickoff.
It's usually just a kind of reset.
Swinging at the 2-2, and it gets by Perdomo. 3 straight hits, and the Atlanta bats coming to life.
Another hard hit ball for Ronald. Extended his hitting streak to 5 now. Talk about that ground ball and the lack of shifting now. That ball to the shortstop's left has been Ronald's best friend this year.
4th hit of the series, first of the day for Ronald, and now Ozzie. Ozzie hit a homer off Zach Gallen back on June 4th in the desert. .22 homers this year for Ozzie, one of those being against Gallen, and 17 of the 22 homers coming from the left side for the Braves second baseman. And you think Ronald may try to get second here, Nick?
Yeah, I think he might try to, but Gallen's one of the better pitchers at holding runners. He's not afraid to pick off. Going to be a little bit more challenging.
Not going. This one's going to land down in front of us.
We did mention it the other day with Carson Kelly back there. He's only got a 12% caught stealing rate, so if he can pick the right pitch, he could definitely get there.
Well, no pitcher in Major League Baseball has thrown over to first base more often in Major League Baseball this season than that man right there, Zach Gallen. So Acuna is certainly reason to be cautious. He stays put, 2-2.
He's having a tough time getting that good jump. Love to see him in motion and let Ozzie split a gap somewhere.
Out to center. Crowd got a little excited, but that thing's not going very far. Thomas is there. Side retired, but the perfect game is no more. Orlando Arcia with a seemingly perfect swing to end it, and it's 1-0 Atlanta. Down. No, his opposition went down. Oh.
He looked back and that was it.
Oh, it's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
You have one chance to beat the freeze, and you might have broken your glasses.
Yeah, he didn't even see the finish. So close, yet so far. And now back to live action. And Spencer Strider now with a lead after the Arcia homer, facing Corbin Carroll. If you are just tuning in because there's been a buzz about the pitchers duel here, Spencer Strider has struck out 13 already. The most strikeouts in a game this year in Major League Baseball, 16, Lance Lynn.
Spencer had a 16 strikeout game last September. It's his career. This is the third time he's had 13 in a game.
2-2. Both of Carroll's strikeouts have been of the swinging variety. Two-two pitch. High and outside. Lance Lynn, by the way, when he struck out 16, actually lost that game at Seattle. Let's hope a different outcome here today for number 99. Inside, he missed. That's the first walk today for Spencer. Quick message right now from Truist.
I never realized how important it will be to have you to reach the goal.
If I can make your business 1% better, I did something.
The 3, 4, 5 hitters in this order prior to that walk had 6 strikeouts in 6 plate appearances. And now the 4th hitter in that order, Christian Walker, stands in.
And this is where things get a little hairy for the pitcher too. Carroll's got 28 stolen bases on the year. He's been pushing the envelope all season or all series long.
And Spencer's going to check over.
And Spencer still has to focus on making that pitch and not worrying so much about Carroll, but you still have to be aware of it.
He does go, and the ball slips out of Darno's hand. I don't know if he would have had a chance. Carroll's so quick and got a pretty good jump. So now 29 stolen bases on the season for him.
Carroll does such a good job of keeping those feet moving, get that momentum going towards second base, and when that timing is right, you have a tough time throwing him out.
Those 29 stolen bases are second in the National League behind Ronald Acuna's 44. Walker stays alive. The crowd smells number 14. He steps off. '93rd pitch of the outing for Strider here. Ooh. Hit him at 97 miles an hour. Walker, a strong guy, though, appears to be unfazed, has a laugh with Travis d'Arnaud and goes down to first base.
Tried to go in and got away from him. We're lucky he hit him in the arm, not higher.
Yeah, it had to be a scary moment for Walker.
You got to stay in on that slider. You can't buckle out of there.
And now you've got Canzone. It's a team that likes to bunt. But he is swinging away. The young rookie.
Canzone and Reno had 16 homers and 71 RBIs, though.
Yeah, he's got some pop. Some pop there. Ronald Acuna back, and it's gone. Oh, first major league homer for Dominic Canzone. And it puts Arizona out in front 3-1. The rookie just got enough of it.
Man, they want a fastball away, misses in, and Canzone keeps those hands inside and barely gets it over the wall.
Strider can't believe it. And obviously he's not happy with a homer, but I'm sure he's very frustrated that what led to a 3-run homer was the walk and the hit batsman.
Yep. Couldn't finish Carroll off, and then the 0-2 hit by pitch.
So these pitchers rolling right along to the bottom of the 6th when Orlando Arcia broke up Zach Gallen's perfect game with a solo homer. And now Strider gives up a 3-run shot to Canzone here in the top of the 7th inning. And he falls behind Rivera 3-0. There's a strike. Pitch number 100 is hit hard to right, and that just gets out of here. Almost a carbon copy of Canzone's homer, back-to-back for Arizona, and it's 4-1.
He missed with a fastball right down the middle, and Rivera coming in had 2 hits off of Strider, 1 a double, 2 more knocks today against him.
And after 100 pitches, Strider is done. Was so good through 6 innings, but running into trouble here in the 7th. By Big Time Bats, 2023 All-Star Signature Bats on sale now. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. Oh, you feel for Spencer Strider. Just magnificent through 6 innings. But in the 7th, walk, hit batsman, and then 2 balls that barely got over the right field wall. And just like that, it's a 4-1 game, and Ben Heller is on in relief.
Yeah, we saw Ben Heller in game 1 of this series get the blown save through 2/3 of inning, allowed a hit and a run, but on the season he's been really good. Man, Strider was so good.
And that Canzone ball just did not think off the bat it had enough, but if it was 6 inches lower, it stayed in the park.
We pushed the wall back about 5 feet.
McCarthy, first pitch he sees from Heller out to left center, and Michael Harris has it. That's the first out here in the 7th inning. Stay tuned for the stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas, coming up after a couple more outs here in the 7th. And Carson Kelly is the batter. Another chance out in shallow center. And Harris makes the most of it. 2 away. The Diamondbacks, for whatever reason, they've been much better on the road this year. They're 26-24 out at Chase Field, but 28-18 on the road, adding up to their 54-42 record for Torey Lovello's Diamondbacks.
Averaging about 5.5 runs per game on the road. Much better than at home.
And they're going for a sweep here today, trying to give the Braves a 5-game losing streak. The Braves are the only team since the start of 2018 to not have a 5-game losing streak. Last time the Braves lost 5 in a row, you have to go back to the 2017 season. Which is amazing. Let's just hope the Braves have a comeback in their cap here today. Remains 0-2 here to Alek Thomas. Reaches for it. Slow roller to Ozzie. Good job by Ben Heller. 3 batters faced. He retires them all. But Arizona with a couple of homers to take a 4-1 lead. And we go to the stretch.
The Stretch is fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life with G&G.
Welcome into the Stretch, presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Outside, kicking it on the battery with you, and it was a pitcher's duel until it frankly wasn't, right? Like, you had Zach Gallen and Spencer Strider coming in here and living up to the hype that we built up yesterday, Chris Medlin, until the bats eventually took over.
Well, yesterday, pregame, I mean, this was a big matchup between two of the game's best pitchers, and Strider was absolutely filth from the start. Throwing up to 99, the breaking ball, he was in, out, up, down, everywhere he wanted to go, he went. Gallen was disgusting as well. Big moments. I mean, he had no stress through, 6 innings until a big homer, and, from there, it's just
Strider's punching at the world, and then on the other side, Gallen is just locating like crazy, making elite pitches. Doesn't allow a base runner. It was a pitching matchup for the ages. Honestly, it's like Gallen found out a way where his misses are going to be and avoided it the whole day. It was crazy.
Perfect through 5. Orlando Arcia ruins it, and hopefully we can just ruin their day just a bit more on the other side of a quick word from our friends over at Georgia Natural Gas.
When it comes to natural gas, Georgia Natural Gas is your original hometown team. With reliable service and great rates for over 25 years. And with greener life in our lineup, it's easy to help offset your home's carbon footprint. Visit us at gng.com.
Now the Braves will try to work from behind after the 4-run top of the 7th for Arizona. Austin Riley will lead things off. He's the spotlight of our Xfinity Game Changer feature. Last 6 games, the 3 homers, 9 runs driven in.
This series 4 for 9 with a double coming in with 3 home runs. As you mentioned, it's been a nice little run for him. He's been struggling a little bit, but looks to be back on track.
Big hack there. Zach Gallen at 82 pitches returns to the mound here.
See if he can have a clunker.
He started to fade there in the 6th. But he has given them consistently long outings. This is the 11th time this year he's gone into the 7th inning. Oh, 2 to Austin in the dirt. Tried to locate it on the outside corner with that knuckle curve, and it's 2-2.
Good take. Austin looks like he's seeing the ball much better now. See if he can get something over the middle. Mistake. Good take.
That homer Austin hit last night went 451 feet. Braves' 20th homer this year, 450 or more. Right field pretty well struck. Back goes McCarthy off the wall. And it comes all the way back toward the infield where the second baseman Marte gets it. And Riley has a triple. Look at those wheels for the Mississippi kid.
First of the year, he wanted this one bad. You've got to bring Gallen back over the plate. He did. Outer third and lines this ball off the right field wall. You see McCarthy and Wright get too close to the wall. Allows Austin to smell that triple.
You said it, first of the year, 6th of his career. Well, the Braves have figured out Zach Gallen here, because after he retired the first 16, he gave up the homer, the double, and the single, and now a triple. He's given up a cycle in 5 batters. I'm going to venture to say that's the first time ever a guy has taken a perfect game into the 6th and then 5 batters later has surrendered a cycle. But I don't think that research is going to be able to verify.
Wiley might be able to get it.
No,
maybe.
don't put that on Wiley. Wiley's taking a nap at the moment.
He's smart.
2-0 pitch. Down and in. 3-0. Some action. Kyle Nelson is up and loosening. Swinging 3-0, lifting it to left center field. The ball is still carrying, and it's gone. 4-3. .31 on the year for Matt Olson.
I love it. 3-0. Unleash him. Expecting fastball, gets it. Thought he might have hit it a little bit too high, but he hit it hard enough. Big boy power. Brings the Braves within 1.
31 homers, 79 runs driven in. Both lead the National League. We got a ball game again. Nobody out. Travis d'Arnaud now. d'Arnaud gets into one, but back on the edge of the track, McCarthy is there. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 7th.
You're right, Brandon. Since the 6th inning, the swings, the at-bats, guys are more on balls. Done a nice job this last inning plus.
Yeah, 5 hits through the last 7 batters, including the 2 homers, the one by Arcia and the 2-run homer we just saw from Matt Olson. Marcell Ozuna, he has a homer in the series. 0 for 2 today, and going to be 0 for 3 after McCarthy reels that in. A lot of action out in right field in this game. Eddie Rosario. And that great series out in Arizona. But so far here this week against the Diamondbacks, he's 0 for 4. Phone lines are hot right now. Two and 0. And he threw him a knuckle curve.
He knows Eddie wants to be aggressive. Eddie swings a lot. That's in the scouting report.
Second highest swing rate in baseball behind Ezequiel Tovar of the Rockies. Swinging here. Oh, took Marte down to his seat. He caught it in the air. He threw it anyway. So Gallen does get through the 7th, but we have a 1-run ball game, courtesy of Mr. Matthew Olson I.
The 8th, and obviously the heat, a big topic of conversation as guys started getting to the field today, getting their work in, and Travis d'Arnaud told me he actually lost 6 pounds the last time he caught during a day game. And I said, okay, so how do you replenish that? What is it? Is it water? Is it Gatorade? And he said, actually, believe it or not, it's a little bit of both. But to talk about just how far we've come in this game, Nick, I feel like you'll appreciate this. These guys can actually have their sweat, their perspiration tested to see exactly what it is that they need to be replenishing their bodies with. And so for Travis, he said it was a lot of nutrients, certain vitamins, and that's where Patrick O'Brien, of course, the performance nutritionist, comes into play, the entire training staff. Each guy has their own individual water bottle that will feed the needs, I guess, of what they need during an afternoon like this. But they're getting it all from the training staff this afternoon, which you got to admit, they're the MVPs on a day like this. 95 feels like 105 right now.
So there's a perspirationologist. Wow.
That, right? I know. Who would have guessed? Nick, did you do that back in the day?
No. We had water and Gatorade. That was it. Wow.
What an assignment. Meanwhile, Kirby Yates is in here for Atlanta facing the top of the order. All I could think of as she was describing that is Adam Sandler and Waterboy and the job that he did. I don't think he was a perspiration guy, though. I don't think he went that deep down in the bayou. Perdomo is down. Tried to stop that swing, but Kirby got him on a fastball up.
Good pitch from Kirby. We saw him in game 1. Through an inning, gave up a run. The split was the problem in game 1. Good fastball up here. Threw 14 splits on Tuesday and only 6 strikes with it.
Let's see if he can have better success with it here today. Ketel Marte is the hitter. Marte had that triple back in the 4th. He struck out his other 2 times. All 3 of those at bats came against Spencer Strider. Marte goes after that gum. Were you a guy that chewed gum during the game?
No, I couldn't do sunflower seeds or gum when I was hitting. I could do sunflower seeds in the field, but couldn't do that. I mean, my focus.
Ozzie Albies has it, and the second baseman Marte hits it to the second baseman Ozzie Albies, and there are 2 outs here in the 8th. Quick message now from our friends at Texas Pete.
Welcome to the tribe. The Texas Pete tried and true. Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it.
Yeah, Brandon, it felt like my focus was not on picking up the pitch when I had gum or sunflower seeds in my mouth.
Yeah, some guys have different things. But
how about the ones that blow bubbles when they're hitting?
Yeah, I'm always fascinated by that. Marte, though, he's a gum guy. Oh, that got Brian Onora again. Earlier, he had one bounce off the plate and hit him right around the throat. And that one went south of the border, I think.
I'm sure he can't wait for this day to be done.
A lot of perspiration on that light blue shirt. Oh, north of the border, but that could not feel good either. Golly. Poor Brian, the crew chief. Out in front. There's that splitter, 0-2. In the air to right. That thing is way out of here. Their first 2 homers last inning barely got out to right, but Corbin Carroll just crushed that for his 19th of the season.
Try to get a fastball in after the first 2 splits, and Corbin Carroll absolutely destroys this ball. What a good-looking young player.
Yeah, just a 22-year-old rookie. And Kirby Yates frustrated. That's the first home run that Yates has allowed in over a month. And it gives Arizona a 2-run lead. All 3 of Arizona's homers have gone to right. The 2 homers for the Braves have gone to left. Well, that first game of the series where there were 5 lead changes, you felt like there were several points where the Braves were going to get the victory, and then Arizona just kept fighting back, and Braves got up here. Arizona gets 4, then the Braves get within 1, and now Arizona with that solo homer.
They've been relentless all series long, and they put up good at bats too. Yeah, Spencer struck out 13, but they continue to grind things out and had that big 7th inning. But the quality of at bat for this club in this series has been really good.
In the pregame show, the guys used the word pesky, and I think that's apropos. We're seeing it. And they don't strike out much, even though they struck out a lot today because of Spencer Strider. Normally, they don't. In fact, they strike out 3rd fewest in Major League Baseball. But Strider was able to strike out 13, ran into trouble in the 7th, giving up the 4 runs, and now Carroll with a solo homer here against Yates to get us to 5-3.
We need that one.
Yeah, it looked like that was definitely a strike for Yates.
Travis had to reach a little bit, but that's still plenty in the zone.
Swing and a miss. Braves pitcher striking out 15, which is a season high for Arizona hitters. Tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern. It's the Friday Night Showdown presented by Kaiser Permanente. We'll have the games Friday and Sunday for you. There will be a game Saturday. It won't be on our air up there in Milwaukee. Well, bottom of the 8th, Miguel Castro is on after Gallen went 7 innings, and he will face 8-9-1 in the Atlanta order.
Yeah, he's been pretty good this year. The Braves, remember in game 3 of the series out in Arizona, they put a 4 spot on him at 2/3 of an inning. He took the loss in that one. Let's do it again.
Let's see if we can. Braves fans, get your phone ready to scan the Coors Light Check In to Chill QR code. It'll be coming up soon. I want to check into chill. It is toasty. 12:20 start today for game 3 of the series. Arcia hit the homer last time up. First pitch here, though, against Castro is an innocent fly ball to right. Michael Harris last time had one of the strangest doubles you'll see all year, bouncing off the second base bag and ricocheting out into left center. At the time, didn't think a whole lot of Gallen picking him off.
That was a big play,
But yeah, it could end up being a big play because after him, Acuna singled.
I get the thought, though, for Michael trying to get to third base with less than 2 outs. Let Ronald drive him in with a possible fly ball. But, yeah, looking back, that was could be a big play.
At the time, the Braves led 1-0. Left center. This is going to get down. Oh! Thomas slipped. Michael stops at second. Carroll got over there quickly and saved a triple. 2 doubles for Michael Harris today.
Well, a beautiful swing, too. Gets sinker down and away at 98 miles an hour. A perfect swing. Timing great. Ball just skips out there in the outfield a little bit. Checks up and overrun it. Good backup by Carroll.
So 1 out. Much needed run in scoring position, and Ronald Acuna up. Fouls the first pitch out of play. Swinging 0-1. Grounds it softly to Rivera. And he makes the play, and there are 2 outs. Braves fans, take out your phones and scan this QR code on your screen for a chance to check into chill. Coors Light is prizing out the ultimate Braves experience by treating you and a guest to a Coors Light decorated hotel room located in the Battery, Atlanta, and you will also get tickets to a game. Scan the QR code now. Ozzie Albies coming to the plate and a meeting on the mound. They will stick with Castro. First pitch to Ozzie. Downstairs on the slider, 1-0. It's been a little while for Ozzie since he hit a homer. You have to go back to July 4th when he hit a pair of them. Here we are on July 20th. Maybe he's due. Fouls it off. 2 balls and a strike here.
Ozzie's 0 for 7 in his career against Castro.
He's due.
He is due. That's what I was going to say.
Michael Harris with a double out at second. 2 outs and a 2-run game. And a 3-1 count. Austin Riley on deck. 3-1 pitch. Ozzie out in front. Lines it to the dugout.
It's that pitch. Ozzie does such a good job of staying inside and getting it to the chop house. Got around that one.
Three-2 now. Downstairs. Tying run at first base. Brent Strom hops out of the dugout. Let's get a word in here from Delta.
On behalf of our Atlanta-based crew, go Braves. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
2 on, 2 out. Riley the batter here in a 2-run game at the bottom of the 8th inning. They have Kyle Nelson loosening in the pen, but they are going to stay with Castro to face Austin. What a series it's been for number 27. 3 homers, 8 driven in, and he had a triple to boot last inning. 3-run homer would put a cherry on top of the sundae. Gets the call. Slider. 0-1.
He's on it though. Good take.
Went with that slider again.
That's the problem. You give that one pitch down and away, as a pitcher, they're going to go right back to it, try to get it further off the plate.
So now he's got to protect here with Michael at second and Ozzie at first. Went to it again. He missed. We were scoreless until the bottom of the 6th. It was Strider and Gallen, and it was all about the pitchers, but the offense has come to life. Line deep, left center field. Gone. Braves lead. 4th homer of the series for Austin Riley.
Have a series. Huge day in game 1 with a 7 RBI, 2 home runs, another home run in game 2, and a go-ahead 3-run home run here in the bottom of the 8th in game 3. They went back to that slider for the 4th time, made that mistake, and Austin didn't miss.
Have a series indeed, and he did not miss, as you said, indeed. 432 feet. Smoked it out of here. Let's go, he says. Let's go indeed. And that will lift Castro from the game. Boy, you felt like the Braves needed that in Austin. Riley provided it.
That was awesome.
Back in a moment. Game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more by downloading the MLB Ballpark app today. Austin Riley has been the hero for Atlanta. 3-run homer, Braves lead, and now Kyle Nelson comes in here to face Matt Olson.
We saw Nelson pitch yesterday, threw a clean inning, struck out 1, 8 pitches, 7 strikes in that one.
Well, I'm old enough to remember when this game was a 0-0 pitchers duel, and now we've had 3 homers for each team since the bottom of the 6th inning. This guy had one of them, 2-run homer for Matt Olson last inning.
Yeah, the way this game started, who would have guessed it would turn out like this? A 1-run might hold up.
Fouled back. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, and now the Braves will have a chance to salvage the series. Torey Lovello's club will have Canzone, Rivera, and McCarthy 5, 6, 7 scheduled in the 9th inning. And of course, it's the closer, Raisel Iglesias, getting ready. High and deep to right. Get out of here. Back to back. Matt Olson Olson to the chop house, 7-5.
I think that ball scraped the clouds. Got up underneath it, hit it down that right field line. It doesn't matter how far it goes, Brandon, as long as it goes out. RBI number 80 on the year. And home run number 32.
Homers in back-to-back innings for Matt Olson. 2-run homer in the 7th, solo homer in the 8th, and that is a big insurance run to make it 7-5. Those 80 runs driven in that you reference, that is now tied with Adolis Garcia of the Rangers for the most runs driven in across Major League Baseball. Darno grounds it to short. Side retired, but the bottom of the 8th was very good to the Atlanta Braves. Austin Riley with a big swing. The 3-run homer to put the Braves in front. And we go to the 9th. Is presented by Truist. Game 1 in this series was back and forth, and we've had a similar feel here in Game 3 of the series. But those 2 homers by Riley and Olson have given the Braves a 7-5 lead, and they provide a save opportunity for Raisel Iglesias.
Yeah, Raisel looking for save number 17. We saw him on Tuesday, a rough outing, through a third of an inning, allowed 3 runs, 2 earned in that one. Only 13 pitches and only 5 batters. They ambushed him pretty hard.
Trying to get on track here. Fastball for a strike to Canzone, who had the first home run of his major league career back in the 7th inning. That homer was followed by a Rivera homer. So the Diamondbacks went back-to-back in the 7th to take a 4-1 lead. The Braves went back-to-back in the bottom of the 8th to take a 7-5 lead. Oh-2 from Raisel. Hit hard, but Matt Olson's got it. Did it with a bat, now with a glove.
Matt had it played towards the line over there, deep. Yeah, it's 6'5". That's not that difficult for him. Great positioning.
Says no problem.
5'11", 5'10", maybe it's a different story for me.
Yeah, I don't think I was getting to that one. You may have. Strike to Rivera. His solo homer last time up, his 2nd round tripper of the series. 0-2.
Good slider. He's been going to that changeup so much recently. He's kind of gone away from that slider. From a couple good ones here in this inning.
Did not bite there. 1-2. If the Braves can get 2 more outs, they will say goodbye to the 4-game losing streak. 2-2 pitch. Foul, right field line. Iglesias shook one off, and now the 2-2 and another foul ball. Braves also with those homers got above their magic number. They're 41-3 this year when they score 6 runs. Did not get Rivera to chase there on the slider, and the count runs full. So Rivera walks, and Jake McCarthy will represent the potential tying run. McCarthy is 0 for 3 today. He is 3 for 9 so far in the series.
He did have the pinch hit, base hit against Ricell in game 1. Got that big inning started.
Lourdes Gurriel, who was getting the day off, has grabbed a bat and stepped into the on-deck circle. Oh, 1. 0 and 2. Stays alive. Change up that time from Ricell. Another 0-2. Grounder through. Rivera will stop at second. And the pesky Arizona Diamondbacks will not go quietly here in game 3 of the series.
Just what they do. They continue to put the ball in play. Good at bats. Ricell couldn't get that fastball above the barrel. McCarthy grounds it through the right side.
Travis d'Arnaud is going to go out here to talk to Iglesias before Gurriel gets his first at bat of the afternoon.
Now, we've mentioned this earlier in the series, but Gurriel is a prime double play candidate.
Certainly would take one of those here and start a happy flight up to Milwaukee. Gurriel did have a couple of runs driven in yesterday on a double. This one is foul, 0-1. Oh, got the call. 0-2. He's had Rivera and McCarthy in this spot, wasn't able to put him away. Let's see if he can take care of Lourdes Gurriel. A little further outside there. Out to center field. Harris waits. Harris takes. Arizona down to their final out. Alec Thomas 0 for 3 today, batting 9th in the order, digs in. A game early that was all about the pitcher. Spencer Strider and Zach Gallen were so good through 5.5 innings, and then the bats came to life. Few lead changes. Couple of homers last inning by the Braves, and that's where we are, 7-5 here in the top of the 9th.
After that top of the 7th, the 4 runs that Arizona scored felt like kind of deflated the team a little bit. They come back and gonna finish this thing off, Brandon.
That'll do it. Olsen taps the bag. Braves win. A couple of homers. The big blow from Austin Riley in the 8th inning, and the Braves are able to salvage the series before heading to Milwaukee.
What a great job by the Braves coming back after that big top of the 7th for Arizona. The offense, the last 3 innings, scored all 7 runs, 4 homers, accounted for all of those runs. Really good job of staying with it in this game.
And the 4-game losing streak is no more, and the Braves still have not lost 5 in a row since September of 2017. The only team in baseball without a 5-game losing streak since the start of the 2018 season. Off to Milwaukee. Thanks to our entire crew for sticking with us and doing a fantastic job through the heat here on a Thursday afternoon. For Nick Green, for Kelly Kroll, and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off from Truist Park. Stay tuned now for Braves Live postgame show presented by Xfinity that is coming up next. So long, everybody.